Okay, so warmly welcome, Pramesh. We are going to discuss, safety officers' leading responsibilities or the key responsibilities, not only at Aramco side, even you join SABIC, Saudi Electricity, or any other brand, the game would be within these 30 responsibilities. Somewhat, and as per the plant and the location, and some responsibilities can deviate, but mostly you will see the same thing. Like if we talk about one is just added from my side that understand well the risk assessment, and on the other side lay out a vision for safety, because without vision that means we have no idea why we want safety system in our company, why we want to teach people every day that safety is important. So without a vision, it wouldn't be like, and the vision can be designed through policies, through some safety objectives, and plenty of targets we can set up. But the vision should be very clear that our vision is no harm to environment, no harm to our employees, no harm to the company assets even. So lead and model safety excellence. Excellence is everything actually. The ultimate goal of every brand or every business in the world is to make sure that we have excellence in everything. That is why several businesses they even created another department, business excellence department. That what they want is that every day we are improving, every day we are adding value. Same way, identify and monitor, identify and monitor hazardous situations. That means hazard kind of identification, and hazards, I'm sure you have already idea since you worked as a work permit receiver for 2 years. So you might have idea what are the electrical hazards, gravitational, mechanical, motion, pressure, biological, Yeah, I was already working with the sort of oil spill and also travel. Okay, okay, brilliant. So what type of hazards normally you observe there, No, first I was already everything safety rules and procedure because we are working from the camps. Camps is a very safety. Oh yeah, true, true. And also this I have regarding to sort of POD direct. Ah, so okay, there I have okay. A very safety requirements. So ultimate responsibility, to minimize hazards. Can we eliminate hazards, by the way? Hazard like that is small. No, no. Can we eliminate hazards? Eliminate means okay. Yes. Remove. Remove. So yes, it's possible. But can we eliminate risk? No, we can bring it at acceptable level. So on the other side, yes, if you eliminate a hazard and then automatically associated risk would also be eliminated. But a particular, if you still have process and assets and the relevant things, and then the risk are associated always. But you can reduce the magnitude, you can reduce the probability or the possibility of that risk to be harmful. So you can bring it at acceptable level or negligible level. So risk can be reduced, hazard can be eliminated. So in that context, what they're talking about, minimize hazards and proactively reduce risk in the workplace. So risk can be reduced, okay, and hazards can be minimized. Now, communicate, communicate, communicate. That is the major responsibility. Every day, wherever you are moving as a safety officer, you have to talk about. You have to encourage them. You have to collaborate and make sure, throughout the organization, you have kind of a good collaboration that everybody accept you as a safety officer, not like as a policing kind of person. Why I'm telling this? Like you as a safety officer is available and on site, everybody is following safety. But once you went back to your office, nobody is following. So how that is why we need to collaborate. We need to create a kind of a positive working environment where people will accept you as a safety officer. Then they will start cooperating. Yes. And this cooperation you can't get until you have effective communication or you have some collaborative techniques, like how to collaborate. Like we are collaborating each other. We are understanding each other. So every day is a new day, right? You deal with different people. Sometimes your direct employees are there, sometimes visitors are coming, Aramco guys are coming, so how much boldness you required, the confidence, plenty of things matters. No, create number 6 is create and track safety related objectives, metrics and goals for the organization. You help, by the way, you don't create individually by yourself, but of course you make them in line with business strategy or the business goals, like overall what are the Aramco goals, because ultimately we are serving them. We are an indirect, kind of a subcontractor or main contractor for Saudi Aramco, but ultimately we get help and we work within Aramco territory as per their objectives. Like their objective is zero injuries, we also have to follow zero injuries. If their objective is 50% reduction in near misses comparing to 2021, same way applicable to us also. So in line with our customer defined objective or our own, like Aramco says 50% reduction in near miss, but our company says zero near miss. So differentiate, either you create an objective much better than Saudi Aramco or you follow the same one. Choice is yours. Aramco just give us the minimum requirements, the minimum safety requirements. They don't want to, like, push so hard. What they want is at least minimum safety requirements the contractors must follow, that is what the ultimate goal is. Now number 7 is investigate incident or near misses and lead root cause analysis. So have you ever done root cause analysis or first time hearing this word here? No, I was doing. Excellent. Root cause analysis. So what went wrong? How? You don't leave the why. Like one of the incidents, somebody was investigating, and he started, because of oil spillage. Because of oil spillage, somebody slipped and hit to the machine, and now interrogation started up. Why that oil spillage was there? Yes. Oh, forklift was leaking. Why that forklift was leaking? Because the forklift operator couldn't inspect. He couldn't inspect, that was his daily routine activity, but he missed that one. Why he didn't do that risk assessment or the inspection, the forklift inspection on a daily basis, pre-startup checklist, in other words, why he didn't fill that one? Oh, because the warehouse supervisor told the customer container is waiting outside. So just go immediately and load the products. They can't wait. Otherwise, we will lose the customer. Why that much urgency was created by the customer? Why the customer sent that container one day before? Yes. Like the delivery time was tomorrow. Why he sent his vehicle today actually to take the product? So what I mean is you don't leave your why until you get all the immediate and underlying root causes. And ultimate company leadership is responsible. The system is responsible. Okay, we don't blame to the people. Somehow human error is always there. Otherwise, if my people are careless, if they don't respect safety regulations, my failure as a leader. So safety officer have to accept that failure. If company employees are not cooperating with you and they're not following safety regulations, even you are teaching them on a daily basis, you are encouraging them every day, you are inspecting and motivating them, but still they're not cooperating, that means something is still lacking in your leadership. Might be a convincing power, might be some emotional intelligence you need, might be more diplomatic mind you require, might be some authorities, from the top management you need to incorporate. Then people will start listening you a lot of, but this root cause analysis is one of the best capabilities somebody have as a safety officer. The reason is based on that you define your corrective preventive actions. Why we do root cause analysis? What is the purpose? What is the purpose? We want to make sure that we will filter out the real root causes and then we put our precautions and controls accordingly, right? And why we put controls, either corrective preventive actions, in other words, because we don't want to see any repeated incident. We don't want to see the similar incident happening over and over, again and again, right? That is the reason we want to have a depth root cause analysis, and it's not one man show. It's a teamwork again, Like in Saudi Aramco, might be more than 25 pages procedure is there only for incident investigation, and it's a huge teamwork actually. No, enforce safety standards and process. Enforce, enforce. That is your authority. You can enforce also, but the best way is to convince them that their life, their safety, their responsibility. So they have to behave like a safety manager of their own area. Otherwise, you enforce. Otherwise, you make sure nobody is violating. But how? Again, the company management procedures and CSR, corporate social responsibilities, are also in a way. You don't shout on people, you don't harass them, you don't give them tough time in a way, like you don't always blame them. You bring them one to one and encourage and convince them in a way. If no, otherwise give warning. You don't shout on anybody, you give them warning letter. You follow the company system actually. Then create and share a formal occupational health and safety policy. But in Aramco already they have LP policy, which we discussed upstairs, right? Drive employee engagement and meaningful involvement. You don't do everything by alone. Like like if I'm the welding supervisor, you encourage me, please do your welding area safety inspection by yourself, and then you come and review it, instead of you are doing everything. Or they are doing their inspection by and you are doing weekly, they are doing daily and reporting you, and you are doing weekly or monthly. You create a mechanism to make them responsible actually, that their area, you know their life, their responsibility, rather than you are moving around every time. Otherwise, how come you can watch everybody 12 hours every day? It's not easy job, right? So in that context, we always try to ensure their engagement. We get them involved. We don't do everything alone. In a meaningful involvement, act as the representative that can speak to safety and health needed for the organization. Yes, you are the representative. Everyone, whoever is coming, where is the safety officer? Mostly like whoever, like from Aramco, if there's somebody come, they will say who is the safety officer. You are the safety officer. So you deal them also, you show them your system, all your policies. You prove them that every day you are improving. You prove them your site is getting insured safety, and no first aid cases, no near misses, no injuries, no accidents or injury. So you prove them through documentation and through your words also. Make sure you deal them confidently. Okay. Create, maintain and improve policies and systems related to. But already, mashallah, for all these things, Aramco already helped us a lot. They have a strong system. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. We will be quite in a safe position if we follow Aramco system, because they already invested a lot of money on it, right? Perform regular patrols, inspection and evaluation. Very much important activity, regular. But here I would suggest, as per my experience, never let people lock your visit time or inspection time. Like if everybody knows, oh, Pramesh will visit like 9 o'clock every day, they'll be taking care safety only at 9 o'clock during your visit. Today you visited 9 o'clock, tomorrow 10 o'clock, or day after tomorrow 8 o'clock. So shift you know you shift your inspection kind of schedule, especially the timings, just to deal them. Because what I mean is undeclared, unannounced inspections. Nobody should be familiar that immediately you are coming every day 7 o'clock, and after that you are sitting. They must be familiar that you can come anytime. That should be lock in their mind, that you as a safety officer can visit anytime. Then they will follow. And on the other side, the safety leadership, I always encourage them. Your leadership is tested in your absence. I repeat again, your leadership is well evaluated in your absence. If people are following safety only in your presence, it's a failure. And if they are following safety in your absence, because of your efforts, because of your trainings, because of your toolbox meetings, because of your encouragement, you are the best safety officer. because they are falling safety in your absence, and that is called real safety leadership. Like Mr. Rashid all the time, let's take an example. If he is watching the guys who is doing what, what's the logic behind it? Then people will make a mind, okay, whenever he is there, everybody is busy. When he left, nobody is busy. You get my point? So, in his absence, how people are behaving, that is called the leadership. Okay. Analysis. Now, number 14 is conduct toolbox meetings. You're already familiar, mashallah. Ensure all staff from temporary contract workers. No, the direct employees are always better than indirect employees. Like a Ramco, direct employees are quite familiar about their procedures, system, and they follow it. But once they get contractors, then contractors hire subcontractors. The temporary workers, like coming for 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 145 days, or 30 days, those guys are dangerous. You got my point, what I mean? Yeah. So promote and reinforce safe behaviors is that is why I mentioned you have to be emotionally intelligent. Make sure you have good motivational kind of convincing power also to convince people. You have to the mind changer by that. And not easy, not at all easy, because everyone is different. Like different nationality, different education, different background, and even experiences entirely different. And somewhat like if 20 years experience guy is there and you are telling him follow safety, he will, you get my point. So according to the company culture and the behaviors, you have to act and make sure you are still supporting and creating a better safety culture. But it's not easy. That's I'm accepting even as an experienced professional. So, but not impossible as well. Okay, so take measures to drive accountability for safety. So make everybody accountable. Like you give proper trainings, you gave them right set of PPs, you supported them in risk assessments and for safest conditions to maintain it. You provided them right set of tools and equipment. Then make sure they are accountable. Now their safety, their responsibility, because you have done your part. You get my point? Like imagine you are telling somebody like a crane operator. You hired him today but no safety induction. You hired him today, directly sent to the site, start the crane operation in, but no induction because you don't have time for induction. Now if something happens after investigation, they will find that you are the culprit because you didn't deliver any training session. You just tick mark, like uh, uh, you know I mean, a training without any evidence, or sometime only evidence but no training. A training without evidence again is a gap, and a training, with proper like or the evidence without training is another area where we truly have to be careful. Organize and maintain all safety and compliance related forms. So forms filling related to all already there. Every site have plenty of forms, and you are quite familiar, right? Drive and deployment development of a data driven culture, that coach. And people hate over documentation, but this data is very much important. Let me give you one of the example. One of the guy in somewhere in western countries, he went to the court. He filed the case that I became deaf because of the company's noisy operations. He filed the case that I became deaf because of the company's noisy operations. And the reason he mentioned, they didn't give me the right appropriate suitable PPs, the earplug or earmuffs. Like if noise level is 100 decibel, the earplug what they provided can only reduce 5 decibel. So legal limit is 85 decibel. So above than 85, the impact will be there. So he filed the case and he won the case because nobody was having any record. Every day they were getting earplugs. Even issuing of that earplug, no record was there, no record. So they couldn't prove it at all. So he won the case and compensation company paid and reputation loss also. So drive and that is why it is very much important to make sure the data driven culture. So every document Not only tick tick tick. Make sure it's genuine tick. Yeah, there have. Okay. Suppose there have no level missing here. So just take as a basin one paper. So if it's already he found any missing. True. Immediately you will show. Even information, I'm a certified auditor also. So sometime when we go for the audits, in one of the audit, I still remember, I asked the forklift operator, can you share with me your last 90 days safety inspection record? And the moment, not all, randomly I check, just random checklist. And every checklist have 100% okay ticks. Yes, yes. No, but for me as an auditor, it's not like a small thing that how come for the last 90 days you have no issue with your forklift? Yeah, every like no need to check it. No, I asked that guy, can you show me your forklift? And the forklift, Pramesh, you'll be surprised. The safety belt was not buckling up. The forks were wobbling. Yes. And then the paint was really damaged. Sometime hitting to the pillars, sometime to the yeah. And even the backup warnings, the horns, in other words, they were not activated. No third party inspection, nothing. But tick was there. The complete benefit because of that tick is going to the maintenance department, because they will not do anything. No work order will be created, because everything is okay. But anyway, sometimes these kind of fake ticks increase the probability of accident, because if you check genuinely, then this is a life saving tick. If you don't take genuinely, or it's a fake tick, basically you are a killer actually, because anytime something can happen. As such behavior, have you noticed somewhere? But that time, Aramco also many companies have followed the procedure. Every day you find five episodes. Every day. Anybody told no, I have only 100 by 100%. No, I possible to any company. Anybody says 100%, no, it's not right. You just need to dig your file. Every day you give every day file 5% set. Then weekly this one after tomorrow, day after tomorrow, this one close the observation. Perfect, Marshall. So, using emergency authority when needed to stop unsafe behaviors. Any unsafe behavior is there, like fighting started up. So, you are empowered to stop, or, any unsafe behavior, and that, like, you need full body harness above than 6 feet, but they're not listening you. Then use your empowerment to, because any unsafe behavior which can create some accidents or incidents, God forbid, contribute to help lead the project safety council or the safety committee. Well, some have project council, but safety committee is more relevant in Saudi Arabia, so you are supporting to the safety committee. Also verify approval and submit injuries log. You encourage to the first aiders or the temporary paramedic staff is there. You encourage them to create a log sheet, who is coming and telling headache, who is coming with small cuts, who is coming with back pain. So you get that data and you analyze the data. And what is a red zone area? Mostly people are facing back pain or headache or any other issue, or the fever, or so you get that even small injuries, any cuts, any burns. So you get that data from that guy. But here, surely we are responsible to report Saudi Aramco, and Saudi Aramco is a government. We consider it a brand, but in fact, it's a government. It's a government brand, It's a state-owned oil and gas. But even though right now they have sold some shares to the public, but still they are the owner, right? Now, review and approve subcontractor plan and safety standards. You also control subcontractor, whoever is coming as a subcontractor. You make sure their induction is done. You make sure the safety standards they are falling in. You are the one making sure they understand Aramco some basic safety standards, so they can follow accordingly. Even they are coming for 1 day or 1 week, or even for 1 month. Maybe some people like for security, some. True. So conduct job hazard analysis. That is another, mashallah. You are quite familiar as a WPR, GSA, job safety analysis, job hazard analysis, then interact and somewhat say method statement also, safe method statement also they create in that way. Interact and response communicate with Department of Labor. That's not, somewhat because it's everything is around. So records, investigate and follow up track incident. So you help in recording and investigating. So first hand report, sometimes you will be the one to reporting or somewhat the safety supervisor. Mostly projects they have safety supervisor, so you will be reporting to safety supervisor, and safety supervisor is reporting to safety manager. And WPRs, the whole WPRs for this project are reporting to you. Okay, so this is the hierarchy. Now compile and leverage your ongoing data, state of safety, and return to the safety investment. And of course, manage safety complaints and safety concerns. Every day somebody is coming, oh, I don't have hard hat, I don't have safety shoes. So you never deny not to help them. Because sometimes, like if an employee is there and safety shoes are damaged because of even misuse or whatever, no, it's coming to you that I need new safety shoes because they are no more anti-slippery, they are damaged. So you have authority to support them because the relevant department heads they will listen you for sure if you are a good safety officer or kind of a safety leader. Now then, second last is identify leading indicators. Any idea you have what are the leading indicators? Have you ever heard, or have you ever heard the word we call it KPIs, key performance indicators? Anytime in past? Otherwise, these are the areas you can research and start learning. The leading indicators. We have actually uh, a lot of examples here. The leading indicators you learn from sometime you learn from the data. Like if I come to your company and I ask 5 years, last 5 years, how many incidents happened, how many accidents happened, how many near misses happened, and into which area. So leading and lagging. Now the lagging indicators means we will check history. Okay. But what are the leading indicators? Proactive, like risk assessments, like any sort of proactively even some the near misses record. So leading indicators means you check what can go wrong in that perspective proactively. So leading indicators you decide based on proactive approach, and lagging indicators already accident happened, already the injuries happened, so you are learning from the history and then you are creating the lagging indicators. Like let me give you an example. In 2021 5 accidents happened. Now in 2022 you create a lagging indicator that in 2022 50% reduction in accidents. Instead of 5, you will try to maintain up to 2 maximum. You don't go 100%. It's not realistically well defined objective actually. So lagging and leading indicators, of course, you need to learn further. That is not that much question asked at Aramco sites, but of course, no harm to learn further. As a safety officer, as a safety leader. Okay, but identify leading indicators and other metrics for the organ that can be used to support safety and safe practices and employee engagement in general. So then you can help, based on the risk assessment, proactively, what are the things you have to do? Proactively. I mean, if something happened, then everybody is coming, everybody is supporting. That's quite usual, right? But prevention is better than cure. Yes. Before injuries, before accident happened, what is your role? That is where you need to use leading indicators also, and also develop and trained around your emergency response plans. Make sure in one of the company, they have emergency response plan, but Aramco ERP is this way, and companies ERP is this way. You get my point? No correlation. I don't know either you are understanding or not. Aramco have an emergency response plan established by themselves as per the site. Now, Before giving any project to anybody, or giving even allowing or giving permission to anybody to work there, they provide HIP and ERP, emergency response plan. But your response plan is not correlating with Aramco response plan. Your HIP is entirely different, Aramco HIP is entirely different. That is why they always mention before starting the project, 15, 20, or 1 month before, share with me your HIP and ERP. Then they will evaluate. Then they will, make it correct. And why they are asking? Because they don't want to see anybody to be injured or died, God forbid. No fatalities, no injuries. So that is called proactive approach, and it's one of their objective also of Aramco to be proactive. And the worst part, still accidents are happening globally. We have a lot of safety leaders, engineers, state of the art professionals. Still accident graph going up. Not everywhere, but the companies like Aramco, I told you, they are involving robotic technology, artificial intelligence, a lot of high tech talented professionals they are bringing. Even in maintenance, even in lockout tagout, they are hiring a lot of reliability engineers. Not only the maintenance technicians or maintenance supervisor, maintenance managers, even they are bringing reliability engineers, more focused on proactive approaches. Proactively they are analyzing what can go wrong. So let me sum up this discussion. It's one of the noblest job you are going to perform as a safety officer. One thing, it's one of the sensitive job you are going to perform, because you are the one going to ensure that everybody, like on the side, coming safely and going back safely. You are encouraging them, you are motivating them. And on the other side, is one of the critical job also, because dealing with different brains, janitor to general manager. I repeat again, janitor to general manager. You are the one going to encourage them, going to enforce the safety policies and procedures of that side. So your confidence level, your boldness, never be shredded up. If anything is wrong, even related to general manager, talk to him, politely, not with like rude behavior. Politely talk to him. This is like, if general manager is coming at your side without a hard hat, without PPs, without glasses, without safety shoes. So that is a time to judge your leadership also. How are you going to handle such kind of persons? Okay. So these are some of the challenges, and ultimately, sometime you are the one encouraging them to support you with some budget also. Like you need NIBOS training, the budget should be provided, right? You need OSHA training, the budget should be provided. So you are the one sometime encouraging your top management and convincing them that you need some educating or kind of educational budget for your development. But if you will not come back to them, they will always be, close their eyes, because you are not requesting. You get my point? So some company, that is why they have a leading indicator proactively. They are, they are doing training need assessment, position wise, profession wise, like, and proactively they know which profession required what type of training. So that is all about Pramesh, and very much good luck. And I hope some of the practical things you are already familiar. It's a game of filling forms, but don't do any fake activities. Don't create any fake records. I know you will face some tough time also, but uh, might be for first 1 month, might be for first 3 months, but after all, after that, experience is unbeatable. I hope you got the point. Okay. Yeah. So thank you very much, Ramesh, and wish you very good luck. Okay.